Biblically speaking, cishet monogamy is not the baseline. It is not the normal from which all other types of relationship are deviations. Even if you fully accept and integrate the Eden myth into your biblical understanding as this was a model, it was a model for a certain type of relationship, and that's all it ever claimed. At no point is it ever said, this is why all relationships are supposed to be that way. Far from it, it shows how that particular relationship, the very first one, failed. Unless you want to call condemning humanity to a life of sin and then bickering about it an endorsement of the institution. And that's important to figure out, because when people are talking to me about different types of relationships, they will often point to how a particular relationship deviates from that cishet monogamous norm and then ask how I justify it biblically. But that's doing theology wrong, because the Bible never claims cishet monogamy as a baseline. And thank goodness, right? Because if Adam and Eve could be seen as this endorsement of cishet monogamy, we could also find other endorsements in the Bible, such as the proper way to purchase a wife, or to get someone else to have your children for you and then kick them out of the house when it becomes awkward for your child. The Bible is a history of humanity screwing up over and over and over again. It is not a, hey look, these really old humans did it this way, therefore you must do it this way. Absolutely not. We're getting the stories of people messing up. Which would make about as much sense as taking the Darwin Awards and calling that a bucket list. Stop treating cautionary tales as prescriptions for a better life. For instance, you should not look at the story of Jephthah and be like, hey look, God's cool with child sacrifice. You should look at the story of Jephthah and say, hey, maybe don't try to bribe God into things, and also don't try to use your children as currency. And most importantly, understand that all of this means that life is complicated. And just because someone is living their life differently from the way you live yours, that does not make them deviant.